We were greeted by a large crowd when we landed in the highlands of Papua. People walk for miles to see the great metal birds descend from the sky. For them, the airport is majorly entertaining. These are Huli Wigmen. First contact with the white man, 1935. Papua is one of the last places you can go and still potentially be eaten by cannibals. Human flesh has been traditionally known as long pig. As we approached the Ambua Lodge, we stopped to investigate a sign posted on the gate. In Pidgin, the sign said, "Notice. It is totally forbidden to carry axes, spears, bow and arrow, shotgun, bush knife, or playing cards inside Long Lodge. Also, men, women, and children no can come inside lodge. Security has the right to roust you. By management, Ambua Lodge." The hotel was terrific. As it turned out, we were the only two guests. They took us to our little palapa hut. The hotel overlooked a beautiful valley. We visited two places of interest near the hotel. We hiked in the rain to a waterfall. In the mist beneath the falls, leeches hungry for blood clung to plant leaves and attached themselves to our legs as we passed. We also visited a most interesting bridge. Made of bamboo, it was lashed together with jungle vines. Wet bamboo, slippery, very slippery. Next day, we hit the road. Our destination? To watch a gripping, touristic, theatrical recreation of the myth of the Mudmen. Sometime in the distant past, two tribes were engaged in a claim-jumping dispute over land ownership. One tribe had stolen the other's land. Driven from their village, the displaced tribesmen hatched a diabolical plan to frighten the interlopers away. Disguised as supernatural beings, invoking magical spells, and covered entirely with mud, they crept slowly from the jungle. For what seemed like an eternity, they weren't noticed. Needless to say, when the frightening visages made their presence known, the enemy, scared shitless, fled into the jungle, never to return. Triumph of the Mudmen. But then, noticing us, the Mudmen advanced ominously in our direction. Later, at a meet and greet after the show, we bonded with the actors. Nan was inducted as an official member of the tribe. Huli society is based on a system of clan kinship. Everyone in your clan is your brother or sister, as our driver explained to me after introducing me to his 10th brother. Disputes over land, pigs, and women, the three most valued possessions, are common. Virtually all the men have multiple scars from spear and arrow wounds. We visited the inside of a small house, the sleeping quarters. The hearth, kept burning 24/7. The smoke is held inside to kill the bugs in the thatch. There's no chimney or vent. Everyone is always coughing, and their noses are always running. We stopped by a little Christian church. Huli men and women live in separate quarters. A man can have many wives. The woman, just one husband. Love and romance, not so much. In one location, some liberated gals had started their own little village. They were going about their daily lives with their kids, pigs, and sweet potato gardens. This woman is a shaman or witch doctor. The gal with the white shroud is a widow in mourning. Beetle nut for sale. And Erik's in the market. At a little botanical garden, we saw some exotic flowers. This is a couscous, or Australian possum. This is a Papuan hornbill. Hop. Hop for me, you. That's what I'm saying. The most vital part of Huli's ceremonial garb is the wearing of your very best wig hat, festooned with the otherworldly brilliance of the incandescent bird feathers. 1 year was spent in total devotion to the growing of a fabulous head of hair, which was later shaved off and woven into a wig. Traditionally, each Huli man had to grow his own wig. We visited one of the last places where the practice persists.
Okay, if it's in the morning, they will face it up to the sunrise. In the afternoon, face it down to the sunset. Why they're drinking the water? Because of when he was very young, when he delivered from the mother, when the ladies were with the menstruation and given something to eat, it starts on their heart. So to purify all these things, before growing the hair, he gives the pure water, the very holy water to drink. And then that water can purify all inside part of the body and outside part of the body. The teacher started up and then they all sing a song, they know what to name.
Huli ceremonial dances are called sing-sings. A sing-sing at a political rally was taking place down the road, but the manager at the hotel warned us it could easily be the last show we'd ever attend. For the sake of our well-being, we decided to substitute a touristic performance for the real thing. Papua has no large land predators, but is rich in fantastic bird life, including many species of birds of paradise. So it's natural that with their wild costumes, the huli invoke the extravagance, the movement, and the beautiful plumage of the birds. Headed to the airport for our flight to the Sepik River, we stopped at an open-air roadside market. As we wandered through the crowd, our guide suddenly herded us back to the safety of our van, warning that one of his brothers had overheard some members of a rival clan planning to mug and rob us. We jumped in the van and quickly departed. At the airport, our plane and our pilot, Samuel, were ready to go. Sepik River, here we come. The jungle landing strip. A boat was waiting to take us to the lodge. Dense jungle lined the riverbank. There was an occasional homestead. A treacherous ascent up the muddy riverbank to the lodge. As usual, we were the only people checking in. There were no other guests. The artisans of the Sepik River are world-renowned for their beautiful paintings and carvings. The lodge had an extensive collection on display. Live entertainment was also featured. The place was heaven on earth for mosquitoes. We sat on the porch and chatted with the German lady who ran the lodge. Looking out over the endless expanse of jungle, she commented on the fact that we were probably the only 3 white people within 20,000 square miles. Next day dawned rainy, but we headed upriver to visit a small village despite the weather. By the time we got there, the sun had come out. The simple but beautiful village houses were completely fashioned of local materials. We watched a demonstration showing the processing of sago palm into flour. Their humble church. The village boys helped us push off as we continued our trip upriver. Despite the return of threatening weather, our guide wanted to show us the village where he grew up. His sister still lived there, so we continued upriver. Another steep, muddy riverbank. We arrived at his village in the driving rain. We went inside several local houses. The altar, the cooking pot, The kitchen table with a sago palm pancake. A room full of cute boys. An interior shot of the sister's house. She obviously loved her betel nut. I chewed so much with her, I could barely make it back to the boat. Next day we left the river and headed back to the biggest city in the highlands, Mount Hagen. On our one free morning there, we went to the market.
Hungry baby.
An elaborately arranged array of vegetable produce. Everyone at the market was so friendly. Possum fur for your dress-up Hoolie Wigman outfit. The clothes market was outside. No problem finding something colorful to wear. The Mount Hagen Airport. We were on our way to Port Moresby to catch our flight home. The security was tight. A farewell serenade, and we were headed home. Papua, what an incredible destination. No can chew betel nut.